Yankee Terry went to town riding on a pony. In my Mustang. Bought some paper and some glue and self-adhesive letters. And now for that scrapbooker extraordinaire, Terry Yankee Doodle Dandy Rice.
Oh, he's been set loose again. Okay, today I'm back here with my nasally voice, and hopefully by the time you hear this or watch this video, I'm not sick anymore, because I'm actually filming this a week ahead. But anyway, because yesterday it's like I wanted to play, but I just couldn't think hard enough to do photos and paper. So I decided I was gonna make the embellishment for today. And anyhow, it's the Victory Garden, and it's anything that has to do with gardening. Now, I love flowers. I just don't usually. I have a hydrangea, which hopefully it flowers this year, that my sister helped me plant. And but otherwise, it's like I'm a vegetable gardener. And so that's what I'm doing today. And I bought this die on Amazon, and it has a carrot, a beet, tomato, a mushroom. Actually, they show more mushrooms, an onion. It's got a pepper there, and actually they have two kinds of peppers. And they also have a pumpkin. So if I keep wondering what my words are, it's just a cold. Okay, so anyway, oh, and first of all, a carrot leaf does not look like this. So I'm just using Tim Holtz leaves, like I did the last one I made carrots for one of the Easter layouts I did of the twins. Okay, so anyhow, I've die cut everything. I did not do any mushrooms or any of the leaf that thought it was a carrot leaf or any pumpkins. So and the onion, it's like they had this one where it's just like it cut it all out. So I did trace another one out of some paper where I just traced around the one that I made. And anyhow, I'm on my second version, actually my third version of the onion. So we'll see how that is. And so I'm actually going to start with the onion. So I took first I did yellow, and then it's like I did it just like this, and I used this paper underneath it. And then I thought, no, it looks like it needs that other part, because that's how it would look if you just pulled it out of the garden. It still has all the stuff on it. So anyhow, then I did one that was made out of vellum. And I'm gonna zoom in, and hopefully I can stay into the screen. And so I did it with the vellum, and I still placed all the centers, all the cut pieces back in there, but I like how that looks better, and I think you can see that good. Okay, I have to tell you, somebody was on, I think it was Ginger's Corner. Yes, it would have been Ginger's Corner. Oh, and this hop is by Ginger's Corner, and I will have everything linked down below. You can go and see everybody who's making these embellishments today, and also if you decide you want to swap with us, you can go sign up at Ginger's Corner. So I used vellum and die cut that to make the outside. And so I'm using this part because when you see an onion, lots of times it has like little dark spots underneath it. So I thought this paper was perfect, and it was a scrap. Okay, so I've got all my little pieces. So even though I've die cut it and taken it all apart, I'm gonna put it back together because I just like how it looks. What are you doing over there, husband?
Working hard for you, mistress.
That's all I expect from you, dear. You to work hard for me. Okay, so I'm putting down all the little first pieces of it, or like the outline, and I probably am not gonna hit all the lines just because it'll take me too long, but I probably will when I actually make them. But for the purpose of this video, I'm gonna go on because it'll just take me too long. Okay. And I will be making 4 for the swap, 1 for myself, and 1 for my bestie because they're gardeners too. Vegetable gardeners, I should say. Oh, and I'm gonna have to put down a little bit more here. Okay. Oh, it's a good thing I'm working on this because I'm getting... This is my mat. It's one of those Tim Holtz mats, so it can take all the dye and everything, except for, yeah, it takes the dye pretty well, but I don't know, I've really beat it up. I actually got a bigger one, but I thought I'm gonna use this one until it can't work anymore. Okay, so that looks pretty good. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put these back on there, and I'm gonna put glue here and there, but I'm not even gonna worry that all the glue is down because I think it will look more natural if it looks like you can see all the, I don't even know what they call it on the onion. I know when on the, I always call it paper on the garlic because it seems so much like paper. Okay, so I'm gonna put that there, and this one goes over here. So I've also already I inked it before I die cut it because it was too impossible to do it the other way. Oh, and I thought this was this one, but suddenly it's too big. So is it this one? It is. Okay. Okay, since I got it in my hand, I'm just gonna go ahead and put it over here. And even though it's vellum, I really haven't seen the glue in between. So it's like, and again, it's like I'm not worrying if it's all glued down. You know, just as long as it stays together. And I have to say, I love this die set because it's really hard to find vegetables, and lots of times they don't even have the vegetables. You know, even if you find a die cut package, they don't actually have the vegetables that I actually grow. And these are all the vegetables I grow. Well, maybe the husband grows them and I just help. Okay, so I'm missing that one. So I must have pulled it off. Let me see. I must have got it mixed up with one of the other ones. I'm not sure. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put the ones in it that I found, and then when I find which one it is, I'll just put it in there. Okay, and you can tell which one's top because you can feel the little ridge in it, even though it's so pretty hard to see. Oh, and I just pulled off another one. Okay, so this one goes over here. And this one goes right back here where I just pulled it off. know this is kind of tedious work, but I kind of like it. Okay, I'm gonna take a minute to find that. Okay, I'm back and I found one right away. Okay, so here's the one I'm making. Here's the one I did before that. And here's the one I did before that. And one thing about this, these two are my favorite. So when just gluing them on now, it actually has the same sound as the onion skin, which is, I think, so funny. Okay, so that's it there. Okay, now we're gonna go on to the beet. And I cut this out of one of the scraps of craft consortium paper where it had like it was kind of dingy around the outside or antiqued around the outside. So that's the one I'm using for that. And so I'm just gonna put a little more, because some of them had a little more than the others. And I'm using the tea dye. Just, that's what I used on the onion too. And so I'm putting a little more on that on the bottom and putting some on the very top where it needs a little bit of a shadow for the leaves. Okay, and then I'm taking that off. And I actually, now the leaves, I looked them up because I couldn't remember, but even though we grow leaves, I just thought, now what do they really look like, especially after the whole carrot thing. So I looked it up, and I got this picture from Amazon, and, oh, well, let me make it bigger, there we go. So you can see that they're a light green, and then they have a lot of red veining in them. And so I took this, the red, and it's fired brick. And just, unless I say otherwise, they're always distress inks, because I had trouble with other inks where they didn't really stay true to color, so I just got spoiled and only used Tim Holt inks. But I don't have very many, maybe 20. Okay, so this looks very much like when we bring them in to pickle them, they look very much like that. Okay, but then as it dried, it was less red, so I thought I'm gonna add a little more red to it. And so I got out one of my Creative Memories markers, which I've had for 23 years because I hardly ever use them. 24 years, I should say. And so I went over them just a little bit more with that. Okay, and that was with the bold tip. And then I got out my, what is it called, fine tip, and did all the veining. And I just, there is lines here, but I tried not to stay too much on the line. I wanted it to look like I was nervous, because that's how they look on the thing, where it's like a little more. And I'm gonna put a little more right here at where the leaf meets the stem, a little more red. Okay, so I'm trying to be a little shaky. And maybe even put in a little more lines than what they're showing in their little pressed area. Oh, am I in that picture at all? Oh, so I'm just trying to shake it a little bit, shake it a little, and add maybe a few more lines than what it has. Okay. I have to keep looking in the screen. Remember that have that there. Okay, so now 2 leaves came with it. So I'm gonna use one as the middle, you know, it's like, so I'm making sure I have 2 different leaves and then one that's exactly the same. So this one, that's just the same as the other one, I'm going to put it a little lower. I need to remember to slide up a little bit. Okay. And I'm going to put some glue here. Remember, it'll dry pretty quick. Okay. So I'm going to put the first one here, and I'm going to have it come down a little bit so that the leaves aren't so uniform. And I'm going to put a little bit of glue over that one because I know I'm going to end up probably coming over that a little bit. And I'm going to put this one over here. And this one will be the one that's up just a little bit higher. And those leaves do stick out pretty high. So there you go. Maybe I want this one even down a little bit lower. Can I still move it? Yeah, I did this yesterday too when I was playing with it. Okay. Decided I wanted a little bit longer. And this is going to be the one in the middle, but I want it to be in the front. And it's like if one overlaps one and it doesn't the other, that's all right because it looks more natural. So that's our beet. Okay, I'm going to keep moving things around so that I kind of have them in here. Okay. And then the carrot, I took, 3 Tim Holtz leaves. It's the leaves I always use. And I cut them out of this kind of a lime green. And then I took this rustic wilderness. Okay, so I'm going to grab that. I'll be all inky when I'm done. And then, so even though I did that limey green color, because that's what they are, but it's like in parts of them, they look darker when you see them. And this still isn't the leaf, but it looks closer than the one that they had in the die cut. So this is the one I like. Okay, so I just kind of did that with it. And, whoops. Now I'm going on to the carrot. And this color, again, is the tea dye. So for these vegetables, I'm using 3 different. And I probably could have used a little darker one on the beet, but it's good. Okay, so I'm going all the way around this carrot, but on one side, because I think this is the side that I'm going to actually lay it out on. Excuse me. And so I'm going to put more over here. And I can't tell you how much these look like carrots. I mean, they look really good. I made just carrots by hand, and I thought those looked pretty good too, but I like having these little dents in it. These are definitely a mini version of the ones I did, because I think I did them where they were probably 10 inches long, because they went all the way across the page. Okay, so it's antique like that, or what I always call antiquing, but it's really shadowing. Okay, and then I want this one in the front because I think that looks the most like the carrot. So again, I'm just kind of putting some glue back here, and I'll probably have to add more. So I'm going to start with this one here because I want that to be in the front. And let's see, and this one kind of goes this way. So I'm going to put this one over here. And then this one is the full, or it's the biggest, fullest, so I'm going to kind of stick that. Oh, there's my kind of again. I am going to stick that behind it so it does fill it in. Not just kind of fills it in, but it does fill it in. And look at how good that looks. I love that carrot. It's so adorable. I'm really excited about vegetables. Okay. So now I have jalapenos. And where are my jalapeno stems? Did I lose them? They're not there. They should be here. Nope. Okay, lost jalapeno stems. Huh. Okay, I had to go find my, or actually I had to go make some stems. I must use them all because I started making the ones for the swap. So I just left one unmade. Well, most of them are unmade, but I've started parts of it because it is a long process, but I gotta tell you, I love them, so it's like so satisfying to make them because I've been looking for vegetables. So if it wasn't for this swap, I probably wouldn't even have thought, oh, I should go see if I could find a dye like that. Well, and for years I didn't have a dye machine, so okay. So I'm inking around it. Again, I'm making a little more shadow on this one side. Because of the way that it's shaped, I will put it on the right. Well, it'll be laying like this, put it that way. Okay, and then the same way with the this red one, I'm just gonna go ahead and put a little bit of green on it. When I die cut it, it was that paper from Craft Consortium where part of it was dark and part of it was lighter. So I cut it so that the dark part would be at the bottom. And just putting a little more there. And I just do this to those because it's really hard to ink them. And I realized if I used like a black or something, it would just show up better, but I kind of like it to look, I don't know, I'm going for it looks pretty natural thing. Okay, and since I have this green out, I'm gonna set these to the side and also do my little pea. And we don't do peas every year, but I really like to have beans every year. And then I was doing sugar snap peas, but if you saved them or froze them or anything, you end up with so many strings. And even though you stringed them. And so my friend, her husband says, you gotta use snow peas if you don't want that to happen. So maybe we'll try it again this year. So I've darkened the bottom because that's where the shadow would be. And then I did put a little more on because of the peas. Okay, so I'm gonna get these 3 done now. Okay, and I've cut out, it came with this little strip of 3 peas. And so that's what I'm gonna put on here. I was gonna cut out more and I thought, oh, this is cute. It looks cute like it is, so it doesn't really need it. Okay, so I'm just gonna put 3 dots of glue, and I didn't really make sure one is smaller or bigger. It should hold it fine. Okay, and actually I noticed that even with my tiny bit of glue, sometimes it leaked out. Okay, so, and so now I have 3 of those. Because everything else will have 1, but I'm going to put 3 peas on it. Because you got to have more, you know, 1 pea isn't going to fill up anybody. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Okay, so then I have my, this one is what kind of pepper is this? I knew what it was yesterday. It is it's not the jalapeno. Oh my gosh. I know what they are. This one's a jalapeno. The other one is I can't think what this pepper's called. I knew what it was yesterday, Howard. What is it? Excuse me.
Jalapeno.
No, this one's a jalapeno. What's this one?
Oh, serrano?
Serrano, or what else could it
Chili
be?
pepper?
Chili pepper, that's what I was thinking. I think it's a chili pepper. in my professional pepper eating opinion. Okay, so now I've got my 2 peppers. And now we're on to the carrot. The carrot. No, that was just my favorite one to do. Okay, now we're on to the tomato.
Did you tell them about the self-adhesive letter?
No, I did not. When I went to get the, to make more stems, the husband was out doing laundry because he does the laundry. Isn't he awesome? He's an awesome husband. So anyhow, where did you find it?
In the washing machine.
In the washing machine. He found...
Stuck to the side of
the machine, he's found this letter. And I know what it's from because the front kind of looks like wood and then the inside is turquoise. I wonder, I bet you it's off one of those layouts that Ashton pulled out of the drawer. It's one of, I think it's called Gingham Gardens. I think that's what the letters are. And so I'm going to have to look through that. Okay, so again, I'm using the fire brick and I'm going around the tomato, put a little more on the bottom of the tomato, and I always put some like where the stem's going to go because you know the stem would cause a little bit, the stem and the leaves would cause a little bit of shadow there. So we got some good shading going there. And I think this was made so this is the stem. Even though they put in another stem, which if I can find it, I'll put it on here too. Okay, because I just want to use every part. Okay, so now I'm gluing this down. So that's that piece, or that one. I think I have all my vegetables now. Okay, so I couldn't decide. I thought, oh, I wish I had a basket. I wish I had something that I could put them in. And then I laid them on a piece of wood that was not this, it wasn't this wood, but I went and found this wood and I really like this. And so it's like, it's all different colors all the way through it. So I'm just gonna, each one of them will get a piece of wood. And I didn't know whether I would actually put it on there or not. The one thing, it needs to fit in our envelope because this is a mini swap. So it's just gonna go in here. So I need to make sure that it's gonna fit into that. So I think I'm gonna put it into here. It's like, I mean, it can be like 8.5 inches long as it will fit in there. So I'm gonna put that here, I think. And then the carrot. Maybe have the carrot just a little bit more because I do have to have my leaves in here. So I'm taking all this into consideration while I'm trying to fit it in here. And like when I go to put this on my, oh, I'm gonna pull up my sheet thing to make sure I kind of have it in the right area before I glue it down. Okay. Because I have it here. Okay. So then I have my, I'm gonna have my beet here. Maybe pull it in just a little bit more because I do want to see. Oh, you know what? I didn't put any green around my leaves and I really need it to be there. So on the outside of these leaves, I put green too. And the leaves are usually pretty, I think they look pretty much the same color, but I do just like the depth that it brings. So I am gonna put it on there. So I forgot about that. I have it on all my other ones that I've already got started. So I didn't want this one to be without it. Okay. Oh, and then my other detail. Okay, here. I have this here. So I am going to like highlight the top. So the bottom you darken, and then up here, we're just gonna do a little bit of highlighting. And maybe down here. So I'm just gonna kind of hit it in different places where the sunlight might hit it. And then like this one here, because it's a rounded shape, in the picture that I had from the internet, it actually had like a big square, but we're not gonna do that because that's just too much of a commitment for me. So I'm gonna just do some little highlights like this. Oh, and this is one of those galaxy markers, and it's chalk white or something like that. Okay, so I'm just doing a little bit there. On the jalapenos, I'm gonna just put it on the opposite side of my shadowing. And I think there always has to be some at the tip if it's sitting like this. And oh, I'm probably not in screen at all. I'm sorry about that. I can talk about it and not show you. And I did not put any on the onion, but I think I'm gonna have it kind of cockeyed like this. And so I think I'm gonna put just a little bit of highlight on this one side. I mean, this is the one that I antiqued it everywhere, just because I think it looks more like an onion. Okay, and then on the peas, on the top of all the little peas, I'm just putting like just a little bit of a highlight where it's just kind of goes with the shape of the top of the pea. And I'll have good close-ups of this at the end. And then on the tomato, I'm just going to put it here. Maybe a little bit longer down the side. And a little bit on this side too. Okay, so I think I've got everything highlighted, but this is my favorite one. I just think they're so adorable. And it looks so dimensional. It's amazing how the shadowing and the highlights make it look so dimensional. Okay, so now I'm trying to get my layout plan here because I gotta make it work into my envelope, but still be adorable. I love it, so. Okay. So I'm thinking like this. And I don't know if I want my peppers pretty big, so I think it's almost bigger than the tomato, which, sometimes that happens. So I think I'm gonna put it in front because otherwise I think it would look too big if it's behind the tomato because of the actual perspective. Okay, and so I'm kind of liking that. And then I'm going to stick those like that, and then stick this one in front because I want it to look like it's the, all the peas too. So I think that is good there. I'm gonna take a minute and glue it all down. I'm gonna double check okay, I'm gonna turn that carrot up just a little bit. Make sure it all fits in my envelope. And I'm gonna go ahead and glue that down and I'll be right back. Okay, I got it glued down, and this is what we mail them in to protect them. We put this inside the envelope, and it's like it's one piece of 12 by 12 paper that is folded special ways. And anyhow, Ginger does show this on her Facebook group, and you can put one in here and another one on the other side. Since these are so big, I'm just gonna put them back to back. So I have that in there. It fits in there just perfectly. I mean, if I would have had it any bigger, it wouldn't have fit. But I had measured this to make sure it would fit. But I love how it turned out. Oh, and I did have my onion upside down, so I had to flip it over and put my highlight in the right place. And I just think it turned out gorgeous. I love it. And I will definitely use it. Okay, now, this is only taped down. So if somebody gets it and says, oh, that's just too big, I would like to use them all separate, then they will be able to they should be able to take it off because it's only taped. You know how it's like, once it's glued, it's impossible. So I know that I've seen Ginger tear apart things if she wanted to use it a different way. I know I have also where I wanted to use part of it, maybe in another part. So this way it does give the recipient the option of what to do. But I love it. And I hope everybody who gets one loves it. And so thank you for joining me today. I will have close-ups at the end, even though you can see it really good now. Hopefully most of it was in the camera. I need to mark here so I don't get out of bounds. And I'll have to go figure out where my S goes. So thank you for joining me. I will see you tomorrow. Make sure you check out the other subscribers or the other YouTube HOP people. And the one place where you can go is just click on the one spot and you can go to everything that everybody has been making. You can also join the swap anytime you'd like. So have a wonderful day and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.